Today I'm bringing you some more Orcust content since we have Battles of Legend coming out soon in June, which means we're probably going to get the Orcust Link 1 and the Orcust Link 4, and therefore I've been playing with this deck a little bit, try to sort out if this is a deck that I want to take to Nationals this year. I want to share with you my progress on it. I want to share my current version of the deck list, some of the challenges that I'm facing with this list, some of the challenges that I'm thinking about when I'm trying to build my list. Now I have the main and extra deck here that I would play in this moment, and then I have a whole bunch of other cards that I would consider playing that I'm not playing, and I'm going to go through each one of those and tell you why. And then I'm going to go through some of the theory, like in depth, of this particular build right here, and kind of explain how this build helps you play around a lot of stuff that I think is going to be popular for Nationals formats. So if that interests you, please stick around. If you want some more Orcust content, please hit the subscribe button, leave a like on this video, hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next Orcust video, because I have been trying to ramp up how much Orcust stuff that I'm going to be producing in the coming month. I'm going to start with just the deck profile, and there's a lot of weird things in here, a lot of weird ratios. I don't know, I think the best way to go through it is just to go through the entire profile and then talk about why I'm playing specific cards. But yeah, and then also, if you don't know the Orcust cards, I do have a complete Orcust guide out already. I'll put that link in the description below. But in that video, I talk about what every card does individually. I talk about the new cards like this one, the Link 1. Let's start off here with the main deck, of course, as usual. Let's zoom all the way in. And for the main, I am going to be playing 3 copies of Girsu. This is your best starter in the deck. It's a Foolish Burial plus 2 bodies. Like, it does everything the Orcust deck needs. So we are going to be playing 3 Girsu. And then next up is going to be 3 copies of Orcust Harp Horror. So this particular card is now a 1-card starter because of the Link 1 Orcust card. So we are going to be maxing out on Harp Horror. We need to see basically either Girsu or Harp in our opening hand somewhere to get full combo access. The next card is another 3 of, and this is going to be Symbol Skeleton, and this has not typically been a 3 of in previous Orcust variants, or like, you know, in the Orcust of old. But now, because of the Link 1 again, this card is a combo by itself, so we're going to max out on it to hopefully draw one of these 3 cards in our opening hand, or at least mill one. Next, I'm going to be playing just 2 copies of Orcust Nightmare. I don't really want to open this card unless it's like specifically paired up with some of the other cards in my deck, and I don't want to brick on it, so I think 2 is a good place here. You could even consider cutting down to 1, and I think that would be acceptable, to be honest, but I do like having 2 in the deck for now. We'll see if that one gets cut down. And then 1 copy of World Wand as well. This one's a classic Orcust staple. Banish it to summon out one of your banished monsters. This one is borderline cuttable as well. Like, it might be a little overkill to play this card, but we're going to see. It's going to require some testing. See how much World Wand comes up, and maybe this card will get cut also. The next card we're going to be playing is 1 copy of World Legacy World Crown. So this is a new feature of the Orcust deck, and that's because your Link 1 can discard a card on summon to search either your Orcust field spell, Orchestrated Babel, or a World Legacy monster. And then World Crown is it's an extender, basically. You can special summon it to a zone that a Link monster points to. So World Crown is going to be pivotal in this deck. I am really focusing on World Crown because this is the card that's going to allow us to play around stuff like Ash on your Harp Horror, Impulse on your Harp Horror, you know, Lancia. Like, all of your playing around hand traps revolves around World Crown, and I cannot emphasize how important this card is. So if you don't have one yet, I would recommend going to pick up the super rare, because they're probably going to get a little expensive. Okay, that's it for the Orcust engine monsters. So now let's get on to the Orcust spells and traps. So we're playing the 1 field spell. This makes all of your Orcust monsters quick effects. Yeah, so that's important for some of your interruptions on your opponent's turn, and that's going to be kind of nice. And then 1 copy of Orchestrated Return. This is like a discard 1 Orcust or World Legacy to draw 2. or you can send one off the field as well, so that's pretty good. And this is searchable by the Galatea. And then 1 World Legacy Succession. We are playing Lib in the extra deck. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that card, but basically if you have to have a World Legacy monster in your graveyard to summon it. So that's why, because of the World Crown, it's going to be in your graveyard all the time, so now you can summon Lib. But then Lib will be able to set a World Legacy spell or trap directly from your deck, and that's this one, which is basically Monster Reborn. So it's very good for your combos, notably especially through Lancia, because it's just ways to extend, build a board if you get hit by Lancia post side. And then kind of like an honorary spell card, Engine is going to be Foolish Burial, just to get your play started. I'm not playing Orcust Crescendo. I know that's wild, maybe, because if you've read the Link 1 and then you've read Galatea, the original Link 2, you know that you can now build a board with Babel and Crescendo at the same time, where in the past you have to pick one. But the thing is, what I'm going to be doing every time when I summon the Link 1 is searching World Crown. So I'm never searching Babel with the Link 1. I'm always searching World Crown, and therefore when I go into the Link 2 Galatea, I'm always setting Babel. And I'm just not going to play Crescendo, okay? And the reason is, like, yeah, you can build a fuller board, a bigger combo if you go for Babel Crescendo, but you are so much more vulnerable to hand traps, and I would much rather have like a slightly weaker board, but be much more resilient into hand traps like Ash or Impulse, which are going to be everywhere. You can test that. You can alternatively just also play Crescendo in your list, but I'm not playing Crescendo in my list just because I wanted to cut down on the number of bricks. I am playing, there are a couple bricks like inherent to playing this deck, so I'm trying to cut down, minimize on those. So this is where my list is right now for the Orcust engine. Okay, moving on. We're going to play kind of a funny package here. 1 Engraver, 1 Lacrima, 1 Trap card. You're going to have to bear with me until you see the combos after this deck profile. But this is basically your engine. It's like a mini Fiendsmith engine to play through Lancia. And essentially, like, if you get Lancia'd, what we're going to do is just go into the Fiendsmith stuff. We're going to have Trap plus IP. Plus, depending on what your starter was, another interruption. I'm not maxing on Engravers or playing Tract or Lurie, because, first of all, my extra deck doesn't have the space to support a full Fiendsmith package, and therefore I don't want to draw into my Fiendsmith package. And also, that's the primary reason. And I'll go through the combos. I'll show you why I'm only playing this. If you're a budget player, you'd probably be happy about this, to be honest. But just bear with me for a minute. Let me finish the profile, then we'll go through it. I'm also playing Horus cards. 3 Imseti. I'm choosing to play 2 more. 1 Happy and 1 Dalmatef. I'm not sure if I want to continue playing 2 more. I might just play 1 more, but I like just the Happy. But I like a 3rd one in there, to be honest. And I like this one because going into a Mitsurugi board, if you play King Sark, which of course you're gonna, you can just summon all 3 Horus guys, and then Dalmatef can just beat over Murakumo. And if you read King Sark, which I actually read this card for the first time, like notice this effect. Horus monsters you control can't be destroyed by effects that don't target them. So basically your opponent's Murakumo will not be able to get over your Horus guys unless they clear King Sark, and then Imseti will be live. So like having these 3 cards available, I think like you can just build a board of Horus, like a wall of Horus monsters, and just swing through your opponent who's playing Mitsurugi, and I think that's kind of cool. Also, sometimes the 3rd body will come up, like especially if we're going into Fiendsmith combo, we have Necroquip, we want to do a 3rd King Sark activation, we can do it for free and draw 1. Like there's a lot of like interesting interactions that have been coming up. So I'm going to try 3 Horus monsters for now, but we'll see if that gets cut down too. The rest is going to be hand traps, 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, 3 Droll, 3 Fualos, 2 Perulia, and 2 Nibiru. Yeah. Okay, let me talk about an obvious hand trap selection that's not in the list. That's Dominus Impulse. If I were to build this and bring this to a tournament, Impulse would be my side deck, and I would side out the 3 Fiendsmith cards for 3 Impulse when I go second. The reason why, or alternatively, you could just main the Impulse and side the 3 Fiendsmith cards for when you go first, which is an option, but that turns off, like Impulse turns off some of your extra deck stuff, and I'm not sure which one is more valuable to have right now. So right now I'm starting with the Fiendsmith in the main, Impulse in the extra. Maybe that's a mistake, but we'll see. But that's where my Impulse is. I do have them. They're going to be in the list somewhere, but you know, I'm choosing to main the Fiendsmith cards over them for now. Okay, so that's the main deck. Let's go through the extra now. So for the extra, we're going to be playing, I'm just going to be playing one of the Link 1. Honestly, you're only going to do this on turn 1, I think. And you're going to search whatever card, and then you're going to get the other card with Link 2 Galatea, and then you're not going to need this effect anymore. So, and then you're going to have like stuff in rotation. I don't think you're going to need more than one necessarily. And the extra deck is so tight that that's kind of why I'm sticking to one. And then 2 of the Link 2 Galatea. I think this is good for the grind. Like I think you should play 2, particularly because of the interaction with Dingirsu, where you can just overlay the Dingirsu. I think it's good to have 2 in rotation. The next 3 cards are going to be IP, SP, and Lib. These are like your honorary Orcust Link monsters. Lib's great for the combos. If you haven't seen the combos, by the way, they're in my like complete Orcust guide video. With like those are like the 1-card combos of, you know, uninterrupted. What can you build? Like Lib, it'll be clear why Lib comes up. But honestly, Lib will come up more in the combos where when you get interrupted. So anyway. IP and SP are IP is a staple part of your end board, and then it will like go into SP, of course. Next, we're playing 1 Abao. I think this card is great. I think it adds to your end board, and it's really nice, and it can discard like extra pieces you have. So the discard cost isn't even that bad. Something I do want to figure out is a second rank 4. Or Link 4. I'm choosing not to play the Orcust Link 4 right now, but it's like near the top of my list to put in. But like I think it's a little bit overkill. Like if you ever get to this guy, you're already winning with your board, because like it takes like everything to get to this guy. But yeah, it's kind of like whatever. There's also like Zero Boros or Bomber, whichever one's more meta at the time. They kind of serve the same purpose, but I do want to play one of these. I think these guys, I would probably play Bomber if I was to add a card right now. I would probably add Bomber over the Orcust Link 4. Just because it's more versatile and I think it's better. But yeah, this is where I'm at right now. I'll show you the most flexible card in the extra in a minute, and you can pick what to play. For the Fiendsmith cards, 1 Moon, 1 Requiem, 1 Desiree. Okay, so not playing Sequence, not playing Caesar, not playing Chaos Angel, not playing Agnum Day, not playing, I don't know what else you play. But essentially what we're doing here is we're making Moon, going into Requiem, Requiem summoning Lacrima, Lacrima dumping Engraver. Engraver can come back, shuffle back Moon, and you have 2 bodies. Okay, and then from there we can build up our board with the other Link cards. Like, we're not trying to like go full Fiendsmith combo. Like, you could play Sequence, make Desiree, but then you shuffle back all of your Fiendsmith cards. You don't have access to the trap. Maybe that's correct. I don't know which way is better, but like if you make Desiree, then you can't really link it off and bring it back too well. You could do it with Abao. I'm gonna have to test, but basically you have to choose between, do you want the Fiendsmith trap or do you want hard made Desiree? And I feel like hard made Desiree plays a lot harder into Nibiru. I'd rather have the trap as an insulative interruption. to hand traps. Like, I feel like this deck is a little bit weak into hand traps, so I'm trying to play around as many hand traps as possible, and I'd rather, like, that's my way to play around Nib, or play through Nib, is to have that trap interruption. So that's, it's weird. It's unconventional, I understand. It might be weird. You might be like, this guy's a total bozo. Maybe I am, but this is where I'm at. Okay, here's the most flexible card in the extra, and it's going to be a funny reason. It's Necroquip. The reason is that I am literally summoning Necroquip alongside Engraver to bait Nibiru. I'm not even playing Caesar. And okay, yeah, if you play against me, you know what's in my deck now. Or maybe this is a trap, okay? I'm literally going to summon Necroquip next to Engraver, say anything here. And that's my Nibiru out. Okay? Because who in their right mind is going to see Necroquip Engraver with a Nibiru in their hand and not use it? Right? So that's literally my out to Nibiru, is to threaten Caesar. But I want to be using those, I want to be using Lacrima, or Necroquip and Engraver. I don't want to be making a Caesar, I want to be link climbing. Because this is a link climbing deck. Right? So I'm not trying to like burn my two bodies and make them sit there. I'm trying to threaten the Nibiru, make them use it if they have it, and if they don't, I'm going to keep linking off. Alright? That's why. If that's stupid, fair enough. Maybe it is. But, like, swap it out for a Link 4 and just play straight into Nibiru with no defense. I mean, you still have no defense with Necroquip, but at least, like, it's threatened. Okay, the last 4 cards are Exceeds. So we have 2 Dingirsu. I think 2 is ideal for the deck. 1 Zombie Vampire and 1 number 90. I'm not sure about this card. First of all, it's light attribute, so like it doesn't actually save you from Nib if you use Impulse. That's another reason I'm not maining Impulse. So like, yeah, I don't know. It's questionable if I want to play this card, or like even like number 38 is a light attribute, unfortunately. So maybe there's a better rank 8 to play, but like maybe we don't even need another rank 8. We still have Ding and Zombie Vampires, so those are pretty solid. And maybe I swap this out for Bomber Dragon, or for Fiendsmith Sequence, or for Access Code, or something like that. Like, there's a lot of options, I guess. So this extra deck is going to require work on my part, okay? This is where I'm at right now. Okay, so change what you want, test what you want, but I'm just giving you a starting place, okay? That's going to be our extra for now. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this one. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.